everybody. It's 3 p.m. It's time for dinner with Nanny Bubby. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I sure did. We were celebrating our daughter's birthday, her 39th birthday, and all of you chimed in with happy birthday to Harmony, happy birthday to Harmony, which was really, really great. So this is my favorite week of the year, and Thanksgiving is by far my very favorite holiday. And so we're going to be talking turkey, which I'm going to show you is right here. There we go, little reflection off the tin foil. But we're going to wait just a few minutes for a few other people to join us before I get started. So I am barely standing because of the cooking for my daughter's birthday. I started cooking on Thursday, Friday, and all day Saturday, and then everybody walked in the door, even though there wasn't a lot of everybody's that walked through. And then yesterday we had a fabulous cooking class for Thanksgiving where all the gatherers got together and we all shared recipes and cooked together for the Thanksgiving holiday. We made butternut squash soup, we made cranberry relish, and let me rephrase that, Grand Marnier cranberry relish. It's absolutely delish. We made Brussels sprouts, both green and hey Brenda, nice to have you here. Brenda Mills is here. We did Brussels sprouts, both the green and the purple Brussels sprouts in mustard seed with cranberries in it. It was just absolutely delicious. And the fourth item, I'm trying to think, the butternut squash lasagna was to die for. It just was absolutely wonderful. Thanks for the hearts on that. But today I'm actually starting my Thanksgiving cooking, and I start with the turkey. So let me talk just a little bit about the turkey and exactly what I do and how I do it. So, and I'm gonna go backwards and talk about a recipe that I got for prime rib. And I always cook prime rib on Christmas Eve. Always. It's just a tradition in our household with all the accoutrements, with the Yorkshire pudding and everything else. And this perfect prime rib, believe it or not, cooks for, let me just tell you, we cook the prime rib at 150 degrees for about 10 hours, if you can believe it. About 10 hours, which is crazy. But I thought to myself, wow, if I can, and this prime rib, and I'm going to take you through it as we get closer to the time where I'm going to cook it. If I could cook a prime rib really slow like that and have this prime rib turn out absolutely fabulous as it does every time and perfect temperature every time, I wonder if I could do the same with a turkey. So I started looking it up online, and what I found, of course, is what I know, but it surprised me when I found it, is that you cannot put a turkey or any kind of poultry in the oven and cook it slow and low. So with the prime rib, you cook it slow and low at the very beginning, 150 to 175 degrees, however low your oven will go. And then at the end, you put it up to 500 degrees to sear the outside. Now, most recipes tell you to sear at the beginning and then turn it down, but this particular prime rib recipe, it's the opposite. You cook low and slow, about 8 to 10 hours, and then you turn it up to 500 degrees, sear the outside, and then slice it, and it's perfect every time. But for a turkey, you cannot do that because that bacteria that is on the outside of your turkey will absolutely accumulate and get worse and create disease within your oven. So all turkeys need to be cooked at 500 degrees, 450 degrees. I'll go through this a little bit with you. Get them in, sear them, then turn them down. Now this recipe is called Roast the Turkey While You Sleep, which I love this whole idea, and I have done that, and it turns out perfect. But while you're sleeping, you have to start this turkey out at a much higher temperature. So let me tell you that the very first thing that I have done is I defrosted this turkey in the refrigerator for 2 days. And this morning it had a little bit of ice on it. And I rinsed it really good, both on the inside and the out. Now I'm putting on gloves because I don't want to touch this turkey with my hands. And when it's all over, I'm going to be throwing these gloves into the garbage can, as well as washing my hands really good. So here's the first thing, is I have covered this after washing it with parchment paper, because you know that I believe that you should never touch aluminum to whatever it is you're eating. So I always put parchment paper on first. So we're going to take this parchment paper off right now. And we are going to dry brine this turkey. Let me just throw this away. I have to show you. So you can find this recipe for your turkey. Hi, Mom. How you doing? You're going to find this recipe for your turkey at splendidtable.org. Splendidtable.org, and put in the author Andrew Schloss, Schloss. And this is a roast your turkey while you sleep is the title of the recipe. And basically what you do is, for the next couple days, let me put this on something because some turkey juices got on that. For the next couple of days, this is going to sit in my refrigerator with the salt and pepper on it, and it is going to sit uncovered. And we do that because we want the skin to dry out really, really well, so that if that skin is good and dry, then it will really be nice and crunchy and have a really nice, great crunch to it. Roast up really nice. You don't want your skin to be really wet and etc. So we're going to put a little bit of salt on this. I'm going to turn it up, if you could see. Let me get, oh, I don't want to touch the phone. Hold on just a minute. This hand I can do this with. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to take the salt. Of course, all this needs to be washed because I'm touching raw poultry. And we are going to salt the inside of the cavity as best we can, and then the back. Now this recipe, aside from the dry brining, I don't pay much attention to, except for the cooking and the seasoning and leaving it in the refrigerator to dry up, because it starts with apple juice and all kinds of other things in the bottom of the pan, and I'm just not big on that. So I actually use a recipe from Ina Garten, from her book. So we're going to put the salt and the pepper on here. There we go. There we go. Okay, let me move this back. Ugh, it is a heavy bird. Okay, a little more pepper on the back side here. Again, when you hold your spoon up higher, you can see, hold that up just a little bit. The more control you have when you sprinkle. It's the weirdest thing, but it's so true. And so I always find that I have more control. Okay, there we go. Now I took out all of the neck and the gizzard and the heart, etc. I'm going to use this to make my gravy with on Thanksgiving morning, Thanksgiving morning. But it's in this Ziploc bag, and I'm just going to simply lay it back into the pan right here, such as that. If you look at that, just lay it there, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into the refrigerator. It will not make my turkey smell like refrigerator, and my refrigerator will not smell like turkey, and it's going to sit unopened or uncovered, that is, in the refrigerator for till really Wednesday night, when I put it into the oven to cook while I'm asleep. And again, with turkey, you're going to start out at a very high temperature to kill all the bacteria on the outside of it, and then we're going to turn it down very, very low and cook it beautifully. Of course, we don't stuff it with anything that we're going to eat. I usually stuff it with some thyme, some lemon, and onion, just to flavor the inside and get the garlic in there, so that it helps to season it. But all that gets thrown away when we carve up the turkey. So I'm just going to give you a couple of tips here. I'm going to find the Ina Garden recipe, which I tried to find. I thought I had it marked, but unfortunately what happened is the pieces of paper that marked it must have slid into the book and I couldn't find it at the last minute. But her routine for cooking turkey is to cook it ahead and then carve it and put it on a platter with gravy at the bottom of the platter, carve it up really beautifully, put that on the platter, then cover it really tightly and stick it in the oven at a warming temperature, like 100 degrees, however low. Hey Stacy, how are you? Thanks for being here. And put it on a very low temperature. And then when your guests arrive, you don't have to worry about carving. And sometimes I find that when you carve, when your guests are waiting for dinner to be put on the table, by the time your turkey is ready to go on the table, it's cold. So I love to carve about an hour before everybody eats, put the gravy, I'll show you the platter I use right here. I use this platter right here. It's very thick. I put gravy at the bottom of this gargantuous platter. You can see that. Spread it out, and then I carve up the turkey. Actually, Tom carves the turkey. He's gotten very good at it after 40 years. And we put everything on the platter. I cover it really tightly, put it into the oven at a warming temperature. And when we pull it out for everybody to eat, and it's the last thing I put on the buffet table, turkey is hot, and because it's been sitting in the gravy, it's nice and moist, and it's just phenomenal. So that's my tip. Now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this out in the refrigerator. I'll tell you something cute. They came today because my backyard is like 90% done, 85% done. And, but they came. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? Jennifer Tuttle is there. You guys are kind of late. I don't know if Facebook is alerting everybody late, but usually I have 15 to 20 people by now, and I only have 3, so I feel like Facebook has changed their Thanksgiving algorithm, but it's okay. I'm happy to have you here. But they came to move my refrigerator out to the backyard. It's been in the garage since we moved here. Well, I was so excited, and we emptied the refrigerator, and they came with a dolly to move the refrigerator for me, my contractors, who I adore. Let me tell you, when you go through a project like this and you can still love your contractors, you know that you've had good jobs happening. Good work from them, and I do. So they came and they moved the refrigerator through the rock, through the side of the house, all the way to the backyard, and they set it down, and they took a few breaths, and I said, "Did you guys test the plug to make sure it was hot before you brought the refrigerator back here?" And they just kind of looked at me like, "What?" Sure enough, they went to plug the refrigerator in, and the power was not working. They called the electrician. They said he hadn't connected it yet, which was hilarious. Actually, it was really hilarious. So we had a plug off to the side in the patio that was working quite a ways down from where the refrigerator actually goes. But anyway, it is plugged in my patio. It's not in the garage anymore. And by tomorrow, hopefully, the plug will be hot. We'll move it back to where it goes because I'm so excited to have one appliance in place in my outdoor kitchen. So that's it for today. Does anybody have any questions on how you cook a turkey? I am going to be, just very quickly, interviewing Mary McConville from Grow Up Bright tomorrow during our interview. I'm very excited about it. I think she and I speak to the same woman. We speak to the mom with a young family who really stresses out at working so hard to be good and almost perfect, which is not necessary ever. Your kids don't care. But cooking dinner every night for most moms and being creative and knowing what to do can be very, very stressful. And she speaks to the heart of a mother and overall in a big picture. And I am speaking to the heart of a mother who is trying to cook for her family and helping to relieve that stress and those dinner dreads, which is why this daily thing is called No More Dinner Dreads. So I hope you'll join me for that interview tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to show you how I make the most amazing stuffing, which I don't stuff with the bird. I put it in the oven. And I am so glad that this week is here. This is my favorite week of the year, my very favorite holiday of the year. The weather is always cold enough to be feel like not 115 anymore, but it's not really, really cold so that you're uncomfortable. It's beautiful. The sun is always bright. And we have so much to be thankful for with what's going on this year. I think our thankful table is really gonna be thankful in a way that we never thought about before. So I hope and wish all the same for all of you. And I love you. And remember, let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Spread love like butter. I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye.